Lately, I've been seeing a lot of videos from wealthy YouTubers who say something like, if I lost everything tomorrow, I could make it all back really fast. And honestly, they're probably right. But there's something important missing from that message. Because when people hear that, especially people who are broke or close to it, it can land like this. You don't have what it takes. And that's not actually true. What those videos usually don't say is why they can make it back so quickly. It's not just skill, it's not just mindset, it's the network that they've already built. There's a huge difference between having little money with a strong network and having little money without a strong network. And if you're in that second group, those videos can feel discouraging, sometimes even insulting, because the takeaway can feel like, great, I'm so broke, I don't have that network, so I'm basically screwed. And honestly, that reaction makes a lot of sense, especially if you're early in your career, especially if you're just starting out. But if you sit with that feeling a little longer, there's another way to look at it. Because what this really shows is that money isn't the only advantage that people have, and that can actually be freeing, especially if you're starting from scratch. One of the most empowering ideas that I've ever learned is this. If you can be generous with your time, your attention, or your skills, you can build wealth even without money to your name. Not fake generosity, not networking theater, not trying to extract value from people, just genuinely trying to help. And people feel that immediately. I want to share a personal example from my life to make this real. When I first started tutoring, nobody in my personal life really encouraged me to do it. It wasn't that people were against it, it was more like no one really thought that it would turn into anything. And honestly, at the beginning, I didn't fully know for sure either. So instead of trying to prove anything, I focused on one thing, just genuinely helping students learn and getting better at teaching. Early on, I charged very little money, not because I didn't value myself, but because I saw it as an investment in my skills, an investment in the people I was helping. I wanted to become a better teacher. I wanted students to actually understand the material. And over time, something interesting happened. That generosity, the care, the follow through, the effort started turning into trust. That trust turned into referrals. Those referrals turned into opportunities. And yes, eventually that generosity did start paying off financially. But the money came after the value. That experience really shaped how I think about networks. Because if you're early in your career, this matters. No one expects you to have money, but people do notice effort. They notice curiosity, they notice follow through. Those things compound faster than most people realize. One of the best ways that I built my network is by going to free or low cost local events, especially things in tech that I'm curious about. Most people show up to events thinking, what can I get out of this? Is this worth my time? Is this event boring? And those are fair questions. But I've consistently had a better experience when I show up with a different mindset. How can I help someone here? Even if I don't do it perfectly, even if all I do is listen well, everyone feels good when they're genuinely trying to help others. And people respond differently when they feel supported. Let me make this really tangible. At tech events, I'll ask people simple questions like, what are you working on? What are you learning? what's been confusing you lately. Sometimes someone mentions a side project, and I'll ask them, is there anything that you're stuck on? Is there a link that I could take a look at sometime? And sometimes I'll just connect with them on LinkedIn and make a note to follow up later. And that follow-up matters more than people think it does. Because most people don't even follow up. Even when I don't end up helping in a big way, the effort's noticed. And as a bonus, looking at other people's projects makes me better too. Another powerful way that I've built my network is through volunteering in ways that interest me. And I say the words interest me very intentionally, because I know that I volunteer better when I actually care about the cause. You show up differently, you're more present, you do better work. One year, I did about 100 hours of volunteering at all kinds of different events. And it really changed how I think about community. You meet people who care, you meet people who show up, and that's very different from random social environments where no one is there for a shared purpose. The same ideas apply online too. LinkedIn has its ups and downs. We can talk about that another time. But when I comment thoughtfully or genuinely try to help someone there, my experience there improves dramatically. The same goes for Discord communities. There are communities where people ask for mock interviews, and sometimes I take them up on it. It helps them, it sharpens my skills, and it builds trust, even when there's no immediate payoff associated with it. And that brings me to what I think is the core takeaway here. Networks aren't built by impressive people. They're built by useful, generous, and consistent ones. If you're broke, it doesn't mean you have nothing. You still have time, you still have attention, you still have curiosity, you still have the ability to help. Those are the raw materials of a network. And over time, wealth follows value, not the other way around. If you got something out of this and want more like it, feel free to subscribe. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, my website is linked in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.